It's time for Recipe of the Day.
I do not like chicken salad made with shredded chicken. I just don't. I find it kind of mushy and it has the texture of tuna salad. And tuna salad's fine, but that has a different texture from chicken salad to me anyways. I learned to make chicken salad from my parents in their deli, and they made tons and tons of chicken salad, and customers came back for it again and again and loved it so much. And it's because my mom cooked delicious juicy chicken and then cubed it into small cubes, and it just had this wonderful chicken texture. It was juicy and flavorful and not shredded and mushy. So that is what I'm telling you about today. This is truly the best basic, simple chicken salad. You're going to love this so much. You will not shred your chicken for chicken salad ever again. I promise. So it is not shredded. The other thing this is not full of all kinds of things. There are no grapes in this recipe. If you want grapes in yours, you can add yours, but you won't find them in the recipe here. This one's just the chicken, mayonnaise, salt and pepper, and some celery and green onion. That's it. No nuts, no cranberries, no grapes, nothing like that. All of those can go into chicken salads that are called grape chicken salad or cranberry chicken salad, but they don't go in my classic chicken salad. Oh, no, they don't. So I'm going to start with the cooking of the chicken for this recipe, but I will tell you, if you already have cooked chicken, either from a rotisserie chicken or your own leftover chicken, you're just going to cut that into cubes. They're about 1/4 inch each. It's okay if some of the cubes are a little bit bigger. And then after you cube it, you're going to want 4 cups of packed cubed chicken meat. So if you are not doing the poaching of the chicken, which I'm going to tell you about in a second, and you already have cooked chicken, you need 4 cups of it. It's about what comes from 4 average chicken breasts, which is what we're going to start with if you are cooking the chicken from the beginning. Now, I'll say that my mom, when she was doing this in the deli, she used to bake the chicken breasts for her chicken salad, but she was doing 30 or 40 chicken breasts at a time. And so she would put them on these big sheet pans at a low temperature and cook them gently in the oven. We're just doing 4 chicken breasts. I'm not turning on the oven for that, but I do want them cooked gently. So poaching is the best thing for us home cooks to do if we don't want to turn on the oven and we want to just have some nice, juicy chicken breasts. I really think that poaching is underrated for chicken breasts. We don't do it enough. And if you haven't done it in a while, or if you've never done it, give it a try. Such juicy, versatile chicken meat. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so what you're going to do is get out a large skillet that the 4 chicken breasts can fit in a single layer without really touching, and that is deep enough that you can add water. And you want a skillet that has a lid. So you want a nice wide skillet that has a lid, and you put your chicken breast in there in a single layer, and then you add about 4 cups of cold water. You want enough water that it's over top of the chicken. It's fully submerged. And then you're sprinkling 2.5 teaspoons of salt on top. Okay, then you're going to bring the pot of chicken or the skillet of chicken to a boil over medium heat, uncovered. Okay, then flip the chicken over, put the cover on the skillet, and take it off the heat. Then you let the chicken sit in that hot water that is off the heat until the internal temperature is 165 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to take about 10 minutes, a little more if they're bigger, a little bit less if they're smaller. If you do 10 minutes and then test, then you're fine. A little note about that temperature. I said 165 degrees Fahrenheit, but I will tell you I actually take mine out at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is because it is actually the case that chicken is safe if it's held at 150 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 minutes. Okay. So what I do is it's at about 150 and then I just leave it in the water for a few more minutes and then take it out. And that is safe enough for me. It might not be safe enough for you. So you do what you need to do, but I like it just a little bit underdone. I mean, it's not even pink at that point, but not 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's just so juicy. And I'll tell you, this is something that I learned from ThermoWorks, the thermometer company, cooking thermometer. They're not a sponsor or anything like that. They did send me a thermometer once. I had a conversation with them and they sent me one, but I'm not saying that because they sponsored this or gave me something for free. They just have this really great chart that tells you the temperatures and holding times that you need. So the thing about 165 degrees Fahrenheit for chicken is that chicken is safe. All of the bacteria that we're worried about is generally killed if chicken reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 second. So you know for sure that your chicken is safe if it's at 165 degrees Fahrenheit because it was there for 1 second. But other temperatures are also safe if it's held for longer at those temperatures. So that's what's going on here. So if you have a good thermometer and you're testing it and you know it's holding at that temperature for the right amount of time, then you're good. That's why I like when people sous vide chicken, they can do it for a lower temperature because they know for sure that it is submerged in that water at that temperature for the right amount of time. Okay. So then after the chicken is at your desired temperature, you're going to take it out of the water and let it rest until it's cooled completely. You can do that on the counter just for like 20 minutes, or you can put it in the fridge, and then you're cutting it into 1/4 inch cubes. If some are slightly bigger, that's fine. You don't really want them smaller, but some variation is going to be normal. Then you're going to put all that chicken, and remember I told you it was about 4 cups of packed chicken is what you're going to get from that. You put that all into a big bowl, and because it's cooled, we can start adding the other ingredients. You don't want to add mayonnaise to warm chicken because it kind of like melts the mayonnaise and it gets kind of soaked up in different ways. So you do want that chicken to be cooled. Room temperature or fridge cold, either is good. I think mine are usually fridge cold when I do this, but either way is going to be good. To that chicken, you are adding 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise and then 2 ribs of celery that you have finely chopped and a 1/4 cup of chopped green onions and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And you're going to mix that up. And okay, this is important. If you're serving it immediately, you're going to taste it and then you can adjust and add more salt, pepper, and a little bit more mayonnaise if you want it creamier if you want, and stir that in. But if you're serving it later, just go ahead and refrigerate it without tasting. The flavors are going to blend with the chicken. Some of the mayonnaise is going to get soaked into the chicken a little bit. And so you're not going to be able to accurately assess how it's going to be later if you taste it now. So if you're serving it later, put it in the fridge, like cover it, airtight container, put it in the fridge, and then before you serve it, that's when you give it a stir, give it a taste, and then decide if you want to add more salt, pepper, or mayonnaise. And that is it. I will tell you that chicken salad does do well in the fridge, unlike egg salad. Egg salad gets really runny because water comes out of the egg whites, and so your texture totally changes. Chicken salad, if anything, can get a little bit firmer in the fridge, and so you almost always need to add a little bit more mayonnaise, but it does well in the fridge. It'll stay in an airtight container for 3 or 4 days in the fridge. Perfect for lunchtime meal prep. Having said that, chicken salad does not freeze well. Do not do that. If you want chicken salad for meal prep in the freezer, what you need to do is cook the chicken, cube it, and freeze it. And then when you want to make a little bit of chicken salad, you just take some of that cubed chicken out, thaw it, and then add your mayonnaise and seasoning and other ingredients, even those grapes if you have to. So that is how you would do it. You do not freeze chicken salad as it is. It turns into like a watery, weird mess. Yes, I have tried it. So don't do that. But do make this chicken salad. Do try chicken salad made with cubed instead of shredded chicken. Do try poaching chicken breasts, and also try poaching them to under 165 degrees Fahrenheit if you are willing to take that small amount of risk. Give it a try, juicy chicken. You're going to love this chicken salad, and so is everybody else. I cannot wait for you to try it. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is February 12th of 2026. I am Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, cookfor2.us, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.